Hi there, Graham Anderson, storyteller here. Welcome to my writer's blog number 3. This is just to give you a wee update on my life for the last week. It's been quite an eventful week. Had some fun, with the family and different things, and we've just been also trying to get fit, etc. So, first thing I was going to say to you is I've been following my own advice recently, and I've been trying to lose weight. So, another £3 this week. Oh, so great. I'm enjoying it. I've been walking about 10 to 15 kilometres a day at the moment, up and down hills, and my wife's got me marching everywhere. So we're away out at 7 in the morning, at dinner time as well, and away out at 11 at night. So absolutely exhausted. Next subject. Bought a couple of books in grammar this week. Although I'm a writer and a storyteller, like a lot of writers, my grammar's not that good. I have to edit the life out of things to actually get them to become good. As a storyteller, it's very often you think up stories, you think up plot lines, you think up characters, and you get all this stuff and you put it down. And the reason editors exist and story editors and there's so many different types of editors that you get, but the reason these guys all exist because even the best writers, people like Hemingway, etc., and a lot of the famous writers, and even guys like Stephen King, they all have editors who go over their work and fix it. So a lot of the time I just put out quick stories, quick poems, and I put it out. And I really should edit them more and more and more. When it comes to writing my novels, I take a lot of time over them, and I can edit a drafts 5, 6, 7 times, no problem. At the moment, what I'm doing is I've just put out a notice on Facebook. I'm looking for some beta readers, and that is people who will read my book in advance of it going to publication. They might tell me some faults to see with it, and they might say the story doesn't work. They may say the boy had blue eyes in this chapter and he had brown eyes by the time, or he was 18 in this chapter and he was 17 in the next. So I'm not just looking for mistakes, I'm looking for people who will read it and enjoy it. You don't have to be an editor, but you can be somebody that just enjoys reading. And if that's you and you'd like to read my draft beforehand, all you need to do is go to my Facebook post and say yes, and I'll give you access to a special group I've got on Facebook, and that's where all the readers will be able to go in there and comment, etc. My next subject is a wedding anniversary. My wife and I celebrated 32 years this week. Woo! Anyway, so you can see obviously I need a medal. She gives me a hard time, makes me do dishes every night and all these sort of things. No, we actually, it was good to celebrate. We were just a wee bit disappointed because of lockdown. We couldn't go out, and normally we'd go out to a restaurant, we'd have just have a nice celebration, take the boys as well with us and have a nice meal, and go to a favourite hotel. But unfortunately, we had a good time anyway. We celebrated here with the family, and we had a couple of beers and things like that, so that was good. Shouldn't be taking the beers when I'm trying to lose weight, but it was a special week. Next subject is a fire pit. We invested in a fire pit this week. It looks like a big lantern out in the back garden, and we had a lot of fun with that. A fire pit, it brings you back to that basic human thing where storytelling is in our DNA. Ever since the first man walked this earth and learned how to start a fire, that's where the storytelling started. Whether it was the Native Americans or the Aboriginals of the different lands, or if you go back to the cavemen, etc., you can be assured that storytelling was part of the way that they passed information down. And of course, we sat there the other night, and there's nothing greater than a log fire burning away. So that was a wee bit of excitement for us. Lastly, I just put out a new poem. I've not released it yet. I've just written a new poem called Free Spirits. Enjoyed this one. I've always been excited by people who would generally be called the hippie culture, people who were into love and peace, and your John Lennons of the world. Just people who just love the earth, they love nature, and they walk peacefully among us. So I've always been things like that, and also the people who are quite different from us. The bohemians, the avant-garde, the people who dress differently. You know, Apple Computer put out a poem a few years ago called "Here's to the Crazy Ones." You know, the square pegs and the round holes, and they talked about the people who were different and strange were the people who could think differently to change the world. And it's such a wonderful thing. So I've written this poem called Free Spirits about these sort of bohemians that walk amongst us and how they dress differently, they think differently, and I love it. I love to see them. I love to see people that are different walking down the street, and you know, they enjoy their life in a completely different way. They don't conform to society the way we all do. You know, they just think this is the way I am, accept me as I am, and that's a wonderful trait to have. So that's been my week. That's my writer's blog for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. It's been another fast week in lockdown. Thank you. Sorry, I just spat there. Ah, oh, did you hear that now?